In the frozen tundras of the world, scientists have discovered many things preserved in ice over the years. Many of them are woolly creatures, but some others are genuinely odd and mind-boggling. Things that were found frozen in time have revealed a great deal about our past and our ancestors. But there are some strange, unsettling, and even unbelievable things that can be discovered encased in ice. As a result, we've put together a list of the top 10 creepy things found frozen in ice. If you want to be stunned and amazed, watch this video to the end, subscribe to the channel, grab some snacks, and let's go. 10. The Otsy Man. The most well-known mummy in Europe was found face down in the ice, on the shore of a lake 2 miles above sea level in the Tall Alps that separate Austria and Italy, 30 years ago. The leathery remains of Otsy the Iceman, who was naturally preserved by more than 5,000 years of sun, wind, and freezing temperatures, quickly gained international attention and were the focus of countless books, documentaries, and even a feature film that detailed his life in Neolithic Europe and his violent demise. His remains are sprayed with sterile water 4 or 5 times a year to maintain the wet mummy status and build an ice protective exoskeleton, one naturally preserved in a wet rather than dry environment. 9. Mammoth Brains. The only fully intact mammoth brain known to science is a well-preserved mummified woolly mammoth brain discovered in the Siberian permafrost. On the Laptev Sea shoreline close to Yukagir, Russia, a 39,000-year-old woolly mammoth's mummified body was discovered in August 2010. It featured the brain, which still had folds and blood veins visible. The researchers discovered that the Yucca mammoth had been alive for 6 to 9 years before it passed away. Afterward, the mummified mammoth was moved from the coast and placed into an ice storage facility some 93 miles away from the original spot. Subsequently then, it has since moved multiple times. Computed tomography, CT, and magnetic resonance imaging, MRI, scans were used in the latest study to evaluate the animal's brain. The well-preserved cerebellum, which is positioned in the rear of the brain, was studied by the researchers, who were even able to see the cerebrum's white and gray matter, thanks to scanning equipment. 8. Children of Lulia. 3 Inca kid mummies, often referred to as the children of Uyayaka or the mummies of Uyayaka, were found on March 16, 1999 by Johann Reinhard and his archaeological team close to the top of Uyayaka, a 6,739-foot stratovolcano on the Argentina-Chile boundary. Around the year 1500, the kids were sacrificed in an Inca ritualistic ceremony. In this rite, the 3 kids were given wine and coca drugs before being put into a tiny room 5 feet below the surface, where they were allowed to perish. They are among the best preserved mummies in the world, according to archaeologists. 7. Lake Vostok. Antarctica was a wooded wilderness 53 million years ago, a rich setting where palms established themselves. Currently, ice covers more than 97% of the southernmost continent on Earth. The biggest lake on the Antarctic continent is called Lake Vostok. Being 2.5 miles below the surface makes Lake Vostok distinctive. Ice covers 97% of Antarctica's surface. Ice covers the whole region above Lake Vostok. The fact that Lake Vostok contains hundreds of different kinds of living beings that can only be accessed by digging gives it greater significance than merely the water and kilometers of ice that surround it. 6. Bloody Falls. A feature in Antarctica with the name Blood Falls seems fitting. A 100-foot flood of blood-red water is gushing down the slope of a glacier. Although the red color's origin has been known for many years, it took researchers more than a century to identify the Blood Falls source, an ancient, hidden lake. Australian explorer Griffith Taylor made the initial discovery of Blood Falls in 1911 while on an expedition. He and other explorers made the assumption that the red hue may have been brought on by algae present in the water at the time. Despite the fact that researchers subsequently discovered the high iron level was what caused the water's blood-red color, the water oxidizes and turns red when exposed to air. The water comes from a salt lake that is located beneath the Taylor Glacier and has through time accumulated iron from the bedrock below. 5. Siberian Ice Maiden. The tattooed Scythian Siberian noblewoman's mummy is kept in a museum due to its scientific worth, even though it is thought to have mystical qualities. At the Yukok Plateau, which is located in Russia's Altai Mountains area close to the Chinese border, Russian archaeologist Natalia Polosmak and her colleagues uncovered an ancient tomb in 1993. There were ice-encased objects in the grave. 6 horses in full harness were slaughtered and buried next to a wooden coffin built from a strong larchwood tree trunk while the archaeologists meticulously thawed the ice to reveal the burial site of some highly important person. A young woman's body was placed inside the casket, preserved to such an amazing degree that even the tattoos on her skin were visible. 4. Frozen Ice Age Puppies. The mummified pup was found by researchers in the summer of 2018 in Yakutia, in the northern portion of Russia, close to the Indigirka River. A baby puppy that was preserved in Siberian permafrost for 18,000 years appears incredibly alive and approachable for a freeze-dried mummy. The Ice Age dog's carcass came from its frozen grave in almost pristine shape, with all of its hair, down to its tiny eyelashes and fine whiskers, including the pads and nails on its little feet. 3. Frozen Bear. A well-preserved cave bear was found on the new Siberian island of Bolshoy-Lyakovsky by researchers from the Northeastern Federal University in Yakutsk, Russia. Adult bears thrived during the last ice age with other big mammals, including woolly mammoths, mastodons, and saber-toothed tigers. The bear was the best-preserved cave bear ever discovered because permafrost kept its soft tissues, organs, and fur from decomposing after it died. The majority of cave bear remains so far found have been strange bones and skulls. 2. A 100,000-foot mountain range. In 1958, Russian researchers scaled the vast Antarctic ice sheet, the planet's coldest location, to collect data on what lay under the surface. To their amazement, they came across a massive, jagged mountain range that was entirely concealed by the ice. The Gamburtseves have remained the least known mountains on Earth since their discovery, according to Fausto Ferraccioli, the paper's principal author. 1. Ancient bacteria. Ancient viruses and other bacteria have been discovered in ice core samples from a Tibetan glacier. These samples date back over 15,000 years. Many of the viruses in these microorganisms, according to the paper detailing them, are new to science. These glaciers developed gradually, and a huge number of viruses were also deposited in the ice along with dust and pollutants. Researchers discovered genetic material from 33 distinct viruses that had been frozen for over 15,000 years in the 1,017-foot deep ice cores, 28 of which were brand new to science. We hope you liked this video. If you did, please make use of the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell so you won't miss out on our amazing videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.